But first tonight, dozens of patients are now learning the truth about their doctor, who's accused of being a fake. Jeff Abel joins us now with a story you're seeing first on Fox. Jeff.
Well, for 5 years, Dr. Charles Akoda delivered babies and prenatal care, but what he also delivered were credentials, which even he admits were fake.
I didn't even know that this man wasn't even certified to be a doctor.
On the phone today, a former patient of Dr. Charles Akoda, a man who practiced medicine at Prince George's County Hospital for 5 years, and a man who prosecutors say wasn't legally a doctor.
The thing that disgusts me the most is because he has to see certain body parts. And then to know that you're not actually certified where you're supposed to do that, it just makes me seem like you're kind of like a creep.
Maryland's Board of Physicians granted Akoda a medical license back in 2011, but was stripped of the license this year after Akoda admitted in federal court that he obtained his medical license with a stolen Social Security number and a name that wasn't even his own.
There is no evidence that he actually attended a medical school. There is an assertion that he did, but there is no proof.
Attorney David Ellen is now representing several of Akoda's former patients, and in a class action suit is accusing the hospital of failing to properly investigate Akoda.
Prince George's County Hospital allowed him to be there for 5 years before this was picked up. I mean, it's just shocking.
For its part, attorneys for the hospital wrote in court documents that if Dr. Akoda was so good at committing fraud and was able to dupe the Board of Physicians, there's no reason to believe a reasonable investigation by the hospital would have detected Dr. Akoda's fraud.
If you were a patient of Dr. Charles Akoda...
Defense attorney David Ellen believes there could be hundreds of patients who still believe they were treated by a doctor. He's convinced the doctor was really a fake.
Children that are in distress, children that need oxygen, children that require an emergency cesarean section whose lives are at risk. They could be facing death or brain damage, and you have a person who is not qualified to handle that situation. It makes it very scary.
Well, earlier this year, a judge sentenced Akoda to 6 months in a federal prison, and attorneys have now begun fielding dozens of calls from former patients who are now becoming victims. Jeff Abel, Fox 45 News.